Last night I had a dream that I uploaded to an old YouTube channel of mine, Online ZHD, where I used to upload gaming videos primarily about PlayStation, and that dream surprised me. Got me thinking, and I realized I never really closed this loop. Online ZHD has been left kind of inactive for the better part of 5 years now, which is kind of crazy to say out loud. Obviously, towards the end of that, I did continue on with like a podcast, Critically Incorrect with Charlie and Justin. But yeah, really, there's been no personal uploads for the better part of almost a decade now. Towards the end of Online ZHD, you can kind of tell that I was losing a bit of the spark of creating content. I think for me, primarily a lot of things were happening at the time in my life, such as starting up college properly, a real distaste for the amount of time that video editing took and the repetitive nature of that. The games industry at the time was also just very, I guess, unattractive to me. I feel like the basic news coverage that I was primarily doing just became more and more unappealing as games just take longer to make nowadays and the coverage just didn't seem as exciting as it once did. And overall, my interest just kind of naturally scattered elsewhere, and Online ZHD was kind of just left behind in that. It's funny, reflecting on this, YouTube and Twitch is something I always wanted to do full time. It's always something that I kind of kicked off my studies in college for, with the idea of hoping to make this a full time thing. And that would be where my happiness came from, and my ultimate, long term goals, right? But really, college kind of steered me off in the complete opposite direction. I started to fall in love with computer science, my field of choice, and got a real big interest in making games, which is the reason I pursued that in the first place. I made some amazing game projects in my time at college and finally graduated with my degree in computer science, and I'm now working in the industry as a software engineer despite this terrible job market. It was like a complete 180 that I did not see coming. But I always also told myself that I'd be back here making content if Factions 2 did drop, and well, clearly that did not happen and won't ever happen. I still talk to a lot of people on a daily basis that, friends I've made in the community, which I'm really thankful for. But obviously, this was just kind of left behind. So I felt like when I had that dream last night that, hey, maybe I should listen to this and actually properly close this loop. So yeah, I kind of gave you a bit of what I've been up to. I mean, to add on to that, I've moved across the country since then. I don't know if I ever really said where I lived, but now I'm on the opposite coast of where I grew up, which has been a fun adventure for like the last 2 years or so. Yeah, I honestly am probably the happiest I've ever been in my life. I feel like I'm also just the best version of me and someone I'm very happy with, and taking into account what I want to do on a daily basis and having full agency over that has been really nice. But I would be lying if I haven't lately felt like something has been missing. I do miss the online aspect, no pun intended, that content creation did, bring out of me. While I am still creating stuff in the forms of games, obviously that's a lot more of a private endeavor and something I don't really show much updates on. And naturally, just the progression is a lot slower. I do miss just be able to speak into the void and have some answers come back in the form of YouTube comments, or maybe stream a game and have people come by and join. That's always been a fun experience. But I mean, I definitely wouldn't say I want to ever revisit that. This is the last video of Online ZHD, if you're not aware. I mean, the last video would have been properly the Factions 2 video if I didn't feel like I needed to close this loop, but I've been thinking about content creation and I'm open to the idea of pursuing it again with my current interest. I think following some sort of form of content creation regarding the games that I'm making slash engines that I'm making, in terms of as a programmer would be really, really cool to explore, despite muddling up the time that I actually work on those endeavors, because content creation does take time. I think it would be worth exploring that. I think I'd also want to explore other ideas. I mean, I've been reading a lot lately, and just something I want to continue. So, entrepreneurship is something I naturally want to explore. And I guess I've kind of been exploring that to some degree with Online ZHD since I was a kid. Hell, man, I've been reading Buddhism books lately. So I guess the sky's the limit, really, for what we could do there. If you do want to see if I ever do make content, I guess this video is to tell you to subscribe to my personal channel, which will be linked in the description below. I don't know why I felt the need to make a channel based off some random company name when it's just me. I think my full name is probably just a fine title, and it'll be where I upload stuff in the future. I'm also on X, not that account, but the much better account, bhillig. Uh, there's some bangers on there. And also on Instagram. I think Instagram is probably where I'm the most active, which is crazy to say. I mean, Instagram was like something I completely avoided, and then I guess starting at the end of college is something that I finally embraced, and I guess it is somewhat important with other demographics of people. I don't know. This video is all over the place. I did not want to spend too much time writing up like a script or anything, so I apologize if my thoughts are all over the place, but I felt like I wanted to close this loop and give avenues of follows in case you're interested in, you know, what I do next. So yeah, follow me on YouTube, follow me on X, and follow me on Instagram. Online ZHD is over, but there may be something that comes next if I decide to do something, which who knows, man. I think it's inevitable. I think I've been reflecting lately that, you know, obviously time on this planet is very, very limited. I mean, hell, man, I'm already 25, which is crazy. I think the last video I made, I was like 20. Time is limited, and I want to do everything I want to do on this planet with the time that I have left, so we'll see what that comes to. It'll be an exciting chapter, whatever happens next. I hope you join me for that. See you guys.